Welcome to Owen Talks Drum Corps. Today we're going to be talking about week 1 of DCI 2024. Welcome everybody. This is Owen Talks Drum Corps. We will be reviewing the latest and greatest drum corps news, as well as reviewing weekly drum corps shows and talking to some of your favorite drum corps members and drum corps staff. Today, we're going to be discussing week 1. Week 1 opens up with the Midwest premiere. I'm just going to get into it. This was on Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. We had the latest and greatest showings of the 2024 shows. Wow, do these drum corps sound great. They sound great. They look great. Obviously, it's early season, so drum corps are still not as clean as probably they wish they could be. But man, wow, it impresses. Honestly, it impresses me each year. The same thing happened last year. How do they get this done in 6 weeks? Like, it's just very good. It, like, props to all the drum corps students, the drum corps staff, on all the drum corps in general. In this channel, we'll be discussing world class only. Obviously, if it expands and whatnot, we could move on to other classes, but for now, we will be sticking with the world class for drum corps. But yeah, wow, just stunning performance by all of these drum corps. I actually got the privilege of watching the Midwestern premiere with a couple of friends, and we were just all stunned. The fact that all of these drum corps are so superior in 6 weeks is kind of crazy. But yeah, it blew me out of my mind. But yeah, let's get into the results for that. Like I said, that was Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. We had the likes of the Colts coming in 5th place with a 65.4, followed up by the Blue Stars. They had a score of 66.65. I just want to pause real quick and talk about those two drum corps real quickly. The Colts, man. Colts were, they surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, they surprised me. Just very different, very unique, just very stunning. All I can say is yeah, very stunning. I'm not gonna lie, out of the Blue Stars and the Colts, I did think the Blue Stars beat them by a little bit. I think the scores are pretty good on this end. The Blue Stars show, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the greatest fan of the Blue Stars show a couple years back. Last year's was pretty good, and I was like, let's see if they hold to their standards for this year. And man, did they hold to those standards. They not only did they hold to the standards, but they went on forward and did even better. I like a lot of their choreo. I'm a big visual guy. Obviously, I like the musicality of it too. But I'm a big visual guy, and the Blue Stars achieved that like very, very high. But yeah, moving on with the bronze medal for the night, it's the Cavaliers with a 68.25. And then Phantom Regiment coming in at 2nd place with that silver, with a score of 70.15. Again, I'm going to pause and talk about these drum corps real quick. The Cavies, it's a waiting game for me. I think it's very good for where it is right now, but looking at the other drum corps, this season is very competitive. So especially like Phantom, here I feel like Phantom in this competition, for example, and others, is moving at a quicker pace than the Cavaliers. And I say that not in a mean fact of, oh, the Cavaliers are not going fast enough. It's just other corps are going faster. I think the pace of the Cavaliers, how they are right now, is not bad at all. But like I said, other corps are sprinting to the finish line. Which, hey, maybe at the end we get a shocking step up from the Cavaliers, but I don't know. All those, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna be making other podcasts and videos. I know I have some lined up on like the tier rankings for the 2024 Drum Corps uniforms. Not just the marchers, but the color guard and the and the drum meter. Sorry, because they all have unique uniforms, and I want to do that. But what I was gonna tie into this was I'm gonna do some predictions, some early predictions on finals and what that's gonna look like. Which brings me back to my point of the Cavaliers and Phantom Regiment. Cavaliers and Phantom Regiment are fighting for spots. SCV and Mandy's are also fighting for spots. So I'm very interested in seeing how all those spots within like fifth place, like around fifth place, I'm gonna say, are gonna end up. Because, like I said, I personally feel like SCV, Mandy's, Phantom Regiment, those cores are going just so hard, like just sprinting to the finish line, like I said earlier. Cavies, again, I don't see that yet. It could in the future, but not yet. But yeah, back to the Midwestern Premier scores. I'm gonna finish off with the first place, which is Boston Crusaders. Wow, they scored a 73.00, and wow, it is kind of insane how different shows do different things per se. I don't know, man. Just Glitch, like the show Glitch, is to be determined to be better concept wise. I know a lot of people online were saying oh, I don't see where the glitch part in this is, or like their uniforms, they don't match up. I think we have to wait a little bit for it to develop. I do definitely think that the further we go into the season, we're going to see more things. Something I had noted on my notes for the next showing of Boston Crusaders was that I don't know, right? But I don't know, but I believe that light on their Shakos, by the time they get to finals, is either gonna switch colors, or it's gonna like lag, or something that's different than just a solid color white. I do really think that's gonna happen, because this is very weird for me just to have that. Maybe the hula hoops they use glow. I don't know, just different things that I think that could bring out the glitch factor. What else? I really did like their callback. Obviously, this was the first showing, so I was like, yo, what the heck? I really liked their callback to the couple features they had during their show. I thought that was really creative. I know, and this is me speaking on next Wednesday, so not the 26th, but July 3rd of me filming this. Last night, and I'll talk about this in the next podcast too, but last night they already started changing a couple of those things. So I do think that the more time that goes by, I think they'll be able to explain that concept a little bit more. I know a lot of people are not the biggest fan of their the uniforms. I think they're okay. I don't hate them. I get the concept. The organized in me is like when they do that color like sets, when they do like green with green, yellow with yellow, pink with pink, and all that looks cool. But obviously you're not going to do that the whole show, so it's just going to depend. I can see where it comes from, like the static of the TV or whatever. But overall, their show concept, I think it's developing. They scored a 73 here. We see that they are already moving up in the ranks by the next show. Brought to you by DCI Stat. Go follow DCI Stats on Instagram. He put together a really organized showing of the scoring. As I'll pop it up here too. But a lot of the GE from Cavies to Colts seems to be very close to each other. I think they all have their unique shows, obviously. So I think the GE will expand there. We see Boston beating Phantom by 0.8 in the GE aspect. Visually, we see a close call from Blue Stars and Colts by a couple points. The visual aspect for Cavies and Phantom are also very close, and then Boston Crusaders is just kind of there up top. With music, we see kind of the same thing as visual. Boston's on top. Phantom and the Cavaliers are close to each other, actually by 0.1. And then we have the Blue Stars and Colts also very close by 0.3 points. But yeah, following that, our next showing was Friday, June the 28th, 2024. This was Central Indiana. I'll go over the scores and talk a little bit about the course. In sixth place with a 67.1, we had the Colts. In fifth place with a 67.2, we had the Blue Stars. In fourth place with a 69.1, we had the Cavaliers. In third place, we had Phantom Regiment with a 72.15. And second place, we had Boston Crusaders with a 74.7. And in first place, we had Carolina Crown with a 74.9. Wow. I was very fortunate to watch this show live. I'm gonna be trying to watch as many shows as I can live. Obviously, I can't catch all of them. I'm pretty busy. But I'm gonna try and see what most I can do about that. If not, at least listen to them. I know last night I wasn't able to watch, but I was able to listen, and that's how I got to know the Boston Crusaders had changed up a couple things. But yeah, let's talk about a little bit of these shows. So first off, Blue Stars, since they're starting first at a couple of these shows, they are getting that energy from the crowd. As a Drum Corp fan, I know how it is. That first show is just like immaculate, even if it's not. Not saying that the Blue Stars weren't; they were phenomenal, but it does give you a little bit of an edge on the crowd and the energy. But Blue Stars just in general seem very confident and very comfortable with their show already, which is awesome because, like I said, early season, 6 weeks, people can be pretty uncomfortable still. But no, the Blue Stars are very comfortable with their show, very confident. I know because I noted here, I was saying that the Blue Stars I thought were a little bit dirty visually, especially with their harder sets at Central Indiana. Obviously, early season, still fixing it, getting better. The guard not catching a couple of things. I'm not a color guard person. I've never done color guard. I suck at color guard. None of that, right? But just from being at color guard competitions and just being a marching band fan and drum corps fan, I did notice a couple of drops and maybe more than you probably should be having, especially at 6 weeks, maybe. But again, I'm not a big guard fan, guard knowing person. Guard teacher. But yeah, that's what I noted from them. Cavaliers, they got better as they went, like the show. I haven't watched their show since then, but the first two showings of the Cavaliers, I know their soloists weren't the greatest. People were noting that too, like on Discord and social media pages. I think it's fine. I think they'll be fine by the time they come to finals and all that. I bet they're just a little bit shaky and a little bit nervous. It's early season. It's all fine. I did like the flugelhorn duet or feature. Don't remember how it went, but yeah, it was a feature. It was really good. The flugelhorn was really good. The features with trombone. I'm a trombone player myself, so I do appreciate myself a good trombone solo or a good trombone feature. That was pretty solid. Like I said, these features also came later in the show. Unlike the trumpet, I think it was soloist that was early in the show. Again, it could be nerves, it could be just shakiness. It's early. in the show, and then by the time we got to the end, it got better. Uni's reveal, um, the talking a little bit about the unis for the Cavaliers. I freaking love these uniforms, especially the. Sorry, I gotta redo that. I like the uniforms. I really like the uniforms. The first uniforms. I get the showing of revealing the under, like the other one. I this is all of this. By the way, I meant to say this earlier too. All of these are obviously just my opinions. When I do the ranks of uniforms or like my ranks for finals, this is all my opinion. It's just obviously it's not gonna be correct. It's just what I think. So this is what I think about the Cavaliers. I know a lot of their uniforms, they were like slipping out. The under uniforms were slipping out. I don't think it's choreographed, so it kind of defeats the illusion of, oh look, it's a new uniform. Obviously things happen. It's early season. Things are gonna get fixed. So I hope it does get fixed. I'm not the biggest fan of the under one. I really like the like OG-ness of the first one, like the jacket and the hat. I really like that, but obviously I don't keep that the whole show. It is what it is. Their props are kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie, with the faces. They're pretty cool. I don't know. Waiting for development. I think it's a little bit on like the Boston Crusaders, where we just gonna have to wait for it to develop a little bit more, show concept wise. But yeah. Next up, oh, I forgot to say, obviously, the reigning and defending percussion champions, were goated. They knocked it out the park. Percussion keeps being great at Cavaliers, so really good. Phantom Regiment went up next. Crowd favorite for sure, man. Besides Blue Stars getting that pop at the beginning, Phantom Regiment at all showings now, like that I've watched, are getting that crowd interaction, man. And I cannot tell you how important that crowd interaction is, because this year, our show at high school level, we had like a jazz part. And man, the crowd just loved it. The crowd loved it, and it gave us energy. And I had never felt that before. And I was like, oh, this is new. And it helps you, man. It freaking helps you. So I can only imagine what those Drum Corp fans are doing for Phantom Regiment. They are absolutely popping out for them. All their hits, their features, everything. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. As you can see here, I'm a Phantom Regiment fan. I hopefully will be marching Phantom soon. I'm very excited about that. Especially with the program they've built, man. It's incredible. I cannot, like, there's no more words to say just than phenomenal, man. It's just stunning. It's superior. Like, all the good things you want to say about them. But yeah, crowd favorite for sure. Delivered. Followed up with a great showing. Last year had a stunning show. And they did not let go of that gas pedal. They are still here. They are here to stay. Pit was very clean. I did like Pit was very clean. And I don't know, the show is just very emotionally attached, which is pretty cool. Watching shows on the TV compared to in person can be very different. But even on TV, you could feel the emotion they're trying to portray with their show. Just very stunning, very good. Pretty solid. Followed by Colts. The Colts came up next. I don't really see how their show theme matches their uniforms. That's just kind of it on that. The vibe, the music, etc. Like, I just don't see the, how do I say it? It's just more like the theming of it overall it's different. On fields is a very different show. I don't see how a lot of these things match up, like the concept wise. Don't get me wrong, their uniforms I like their uniforms. They're pretty cool. The guards ones are pretty cool too. Um, but I just don't see how this relates to on fields. You know what I mean? Waiting for it to develop. Um, Other than that, the horn line was pretty solid. Soloists were pretty solid, and the guard was very impressive. Um, Very impressive and expressive with their faces and their bodies. So very solid on that end. Then we had the showing of Boston Crusaders. Again, stunning percussion. Choreography was performed really well, and it is very difficult with the timing they have. So that was really good. The brass is sounding great. Screamers are sounding great. Lots of crowd energy. Screamers, man, they were pretty solid. I just kept writing it over and over. I was like, man, those screamers are just really good. The ballot, I like the ballot. As I get older and more experienced in the drum corps and marching band world, I can appreciate a good ballot. I used to be obviously like, oh, that's boring because it's slow, but I don't know. Like the older I get, it's just I appreciate it a little bit more, which is really good. So nice ballad. Like I said earlier, I love the callback. Honestly, that's one of my favorite parts of Crusaders show is the callback with the announcer and the features. I don't know, I just really like it. Like I said earlier, I think those slides in the Shaco are gonna change, especially by the time they get to Indy. But yeah, that's Boston Crusaders. Next up, we followed up with the first public showing of Carolina Crown. Wow, 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 wow. Man, so I got into the drum corps world 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was after COVID. I have a couple friends. Shout out to Diego Cruz, admin for one of the admins for BOA things, I think. But shout out to him, man. He brought me out to DCI McKinney, and one of the first shows that I watched was Carolina Crown's Right Here, Right Now, and I thought it was great. Looking back, I can see why people were kind of memeing it and making fun of it. But just the musicality of it is just gets you attached emotionally. Just very, very, very good. Because I remember that year their ballot was the first hit that I was like, whoa, like this is drum corps and stuff. And then they followed last year up with like a stunning show, like very, very good. I was very fortunate actually to perform with them last year at DCI Denton for their encore, and that was pretty cool. If you haven't check that video out on my YouTube channel, Owen Does Band Things. That was pretty solid. But yeah, man, Crown, they, again, like the other drum corps, stepping on the gas, man. They're not letting go. They're getting up there, man. As of yesterday, they beat Boston. Again, no, I don't remember. I think Boston might have beat that. I don't remember. But it's another of those corps that where it's like, we don't know, obviously, if Blue Devil's going to win this year again or if Blue Coats is going to win. But all of those spots, man, they're just so competitive right now. Like, all these drum corps are so competitive, and they're not letting go. It's like they're just, like I said, like just full on gas on the pedal because they are not letting go, man. They are booking it to the finish line, and they will do anything to get the top placement they can get. Because, man, Blue Devils, Blue Coats, Crown, and Boston, dude. And that's if not any of the other, like SCV, Mandy's, Phantom, Cavs. If they don't, none of those drum corps step up. Sorry, let me rephrase this. If any of those drum corps step up, dude, that's a 5 drum corps like banger. Like any of those lower drum corps I was talking about, on the lower scoring one, if any of those step up to the Blue Devils, BAC, Blue Coats, and Crown, man, that's gonna be very competitive. If like it's already so competitive, who knows, man? Who knows? Like, yes, I like Boston and Crown are competing against each other. Blue Coats are putting up a fight against the Blue Devils. Like, that's gonna be a really interesting see. I mean, it really, honestly, always is, and it's great to see. As a fan, it is great to see these drum corps put all of their hard work in, and just see what they can do, man. Like, it's just very great. Um. Anyways, sorry. Back to Central Indiana, we have Crown. Um. I just kept repeating to myself, how are you that clean early season? It's been 6-ish weeks. How are you that clean? Not only are you clean visually, musically, choreography, everything, man. How are you that clean this early? That's insane, man. Obviously great musicality. But oh my god, I did not expect them to be that clean visually, and they are. So good for them. Guard was exceptional. Still more to come in the end, and I can't wait for it. And what I mean by that is like their show not being finished yet. I can't wait for that crown set, bro. It's gonna hit. But yeah. Alrighty. My predictions when I was doing my predictions for that show, I didn't think that Boston Crusaders and Crown were gonna be that close, but like I said earlier, they are neck to neck, bro. They're gonna be neck to neck. Alrighty. Then we have Corpse at the Crest Day 1. This was the student edition. I know a lot of the other drum corps that are not world class competed in this, but I will be talking about world class only. In fourth place, we had Pacific Crest with a 64.3. Then we had the Mandy's in third place with a 71.65. Then in second place, we had the Welcome Back of SCB with a 72.65. Then we had the Blue Devils coming in first place with a 76.6. Wow. Welcome back, SCV. Oh my goodness. Santa Clara Vanguard, where have you been? Even better than they left off. Yeah, they have no props. But yeah, they said it. No problem. No props. No problem. I really like their uniforms, man. I really do. Again, no steps were taken back, and especially with the year taken off, and that's phenomenal. I know on social medias, a lot of their members were saying, "Hey, give the crowd what we haven't been able to give them in 2 years." Wow, did they deliver? Oh my gosh, did they deliver, man? That was awesome. Again, no steps were taken back. That screamer trumpet, man. Clear musicality, visually pretty good for early season. They're very exposed, obviously, because no props. And especially in drum corps right now, we're so used to there being so many props and flags and just things in general. And for the Santa Clara Vanguard to not have any of those, it does make them a little bit more exposed to their visual sets and their choreography. But they did not disappoint, man. They were pretty solid. And they're gonna get even better, which is great. Up next we have the Mandarins. Wow. Again, I keep coming back to the competitiveness of these drum corps, man. It's gonna be so competitive. I lost my train of thought because I just thought about that. Man, that first hit, I remembered that first hit was so stunning. Like the crowd just popped to it so well. The Mandarins were just like, I don't know, like they hit the theming of their show spot on, where you didn't even think of like, oh, did they look visually good? Did they look musically good? Because they were just vibing. And I've always said this to myself too. As much as you can train and practice, if you vibe with the show, you're gonna be pretty good, man. You're gonna be pretty solid, because the crowd is gonna feed off of that energy that you're feeding off of, which is just phenomenal. So yeah, again, Mandarins, just keep going, bro. Dope trombone features again. Trombone player, I can appreciate a good trombone feature. Lovely New Orleans vibe. Amazing opener. Mandarins are marching trombone? Mandarins are marching trombone. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mandarins Drum and Bugle Corps are marching trombone. Round of applause, man. Some of those sets are hard, man, and they were going crazy. I can see why they chose to march trombone this year, especially with the more like New Orleans vibes, like I was saying earlier. A lot of trombone in this show. So I can see why they chose to do that. Wow. Just changing the game. Again, Drum Corps, man. They keep changing the game year by year. They always just go further than we think they can. Something funny that I did notice about the Mandarin show was so many of their shakos, but I mean you could just call them fedoras, fell, and a lot of their masks fell. But still, holy moly, Mandy, it's just phenomenal. Guard was phenomenal, percussion was phenomenal. Like I said here, and I said earlier, it's just gonna be so competitive, man. Any of these cores, I can even like kind of like last year, I can see any of these cores changing up in placement from semis to finals. Really. Like I honestly do not expect the same results from semis to be at finals. I do not. And we saw that last year, and I think we're gonna see it again because any of these drum corps could step up any day of the week, and one day can make a difference to another. It really can. But yeah, Mandy's round of applause. And then may the winner step up to the plate. May the winner come forward and receive its award. The Blue Devils. Holy crap, man. Just perfect. How? Again, how can you do this in 6 weeks? It is stupid crazy how good they are, man. Visually, musically, guard, percussion, pit, everybody, man. How can you be so perfect already? It's just stunning, man. It's over the roof, performed at a superior level, phenomenal. Brass, just great. Like, again, I know we say this, excuse me, year and year again. Blue Devils are gonna win first place. Blue Devils are gonna win first place. Blue Devils are gonna win first place. I'm waiting for that Blue Devils and Blue Coast competition. It's gonna be phenomenal. Question that I've always asked: who is going to beat the Blue Devils, and when is it gonna happen? Man, this is gonna be a big deal. When the Blue Devils don't get first place at finals, it is gonna be a big deal. But hey, I'm here for it. Drum Corps stepping up to the plate and just being more and more competitive with each other, it makes the program even better. It makes all the drum corps better. It makes everyone better because there's just more competitiveness. But yeah, again, Blue Devils, stunning show. Alrighty. Then we move on. I'm not going to talk about this much because it was basically the same thing. But I'm still going to review the scores of it. Corpse at the Crest, day 2. We had Pacific Crest lowering in scoring a little bit. Or actually, no. No, I lied. Sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know if there was different judges. I could probably look that up. But the Pacific Crest, the Mandarins, and Santa Clara Vanguard unfortunately went down in score. Again, no big deal. But yeah, Pacific Crest in 4th place with a 62.7. Mandarins in third place with a 71.25. Santa Clara Vanguard in second place with a 72.35. And the Blue Devils going up 0.5 with a 77.1. Again, I'm not going to speak much of it. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah. Alrighty. The moment everybody has been waiting for. What is the Blue Coats show? Fortunately for us, we were able to find that out a little bit before their Blue Coats showing on Saturday the 29th. Yes, Saturday the 29th. With their premiere of Changes Everything. I'm gonna come out and say that I'm not the biggest fan of their show yet. I definitely know that's gonna grow on me because I'm a big Blue Coats fan. I've been loving their shows the past 2 years. This year, it's different, and that's okay. That's okay. Personally, as of me watching the show once and once only, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I do think it's gonna grow on me. Don't get me wrong, it's musically great and everything. I'm just a very big concept guy, and Changes Everything, the concept, I just haven't got it yet. So I think I'll just have to wait a little bit to grow on me. But yeah, stunning show, man. Like, disregarding the show concept, musically, visually, again, they're gonna be competitive. They're gonna be very competitive. Their uniforms, I haven't seen much of what people think. They're different, but it's okay. It's not bad. I'm getting a lot of 2016 Blue Coats vibes, which is really good. But we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see how everything goes by of the Blue Coats. But yeah, Blue Coats world premiere Saturday, June 29th was stunning. Then we move on. That same day, I wasn't able to catch this live, but we had Drums on Parade. Let's see here. Yeah, we had Drums on Parade. Very stunning performance by all of these drum corps. Just phenomenal. I don't know how these drum corps are moving so quickly. It's kind of phenomenal, but anyways, sorry, excuse me. The scoring for that night was, in third place we had the Medicine Scouts with a 65.85, the Colts with a 67.6, and the Blue Stars with a 68. Again, I'm not going to talk about it much because I wasn't able to watch it, unfortunately, but those are the scores. Coming here at a conclusion, we have two more showings. On Sunday, June 30th, 2024, we have Cafe of Brass. We had the following scores. We had in 7th place Madison Scouts with a 67.4. We had the Blue Stars with a 70.4. The Colts with a 70.7. In 4th place, we have the Cavaliers with a 71.85. Phantom Regiment with a 73.8 in 3rd place. In 2nd place, we had the Boston Crusaders with a 76.6. And in 1st place, we had Carolina Crown with a 77.1. Again, man, we can see here by the scores, the Cavaliers are already falling short of the Phantom Regiment. Like I said, Phantom Regiment is moving at an incredibly fast pace, and it is awesome. Again, the Cavaliers are not slow. The other corps are just faster. So yeah, the Colts are also up there, the Colts and Blue Stars are getting close to Cavaliers too. So anything can change there. But yeah, the next showing of the day that day was, Western Corps Connection. This had Pacific Crest coming in 4th place at a 64.0. In 3rd place, we had the Mandarins with a 72.95. In second place, we had SCV with a 73.55. And in first place, we had the Blue Devils coming in at a 77.3. Again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch these on Sunday. I had work, unfortunately. But I can only imagine that it was stunning and they delivered. But yeah. So yeah, I will be concluding the podcast section of competitiveness right there. I will be doing, hopefully, if possible, weekly podcasts of the showings for the week. Even if I don't watch them, I do want to review the scorings and just seeing where all the cores are changing up and seeing if any new news comes out. But yeah, one last thing before we sign out of here is there is some breaking news as of a couple of days ago, actually. Excuse me. The Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps announces change to their 2024 national tour schedule. I'll be reading this for you here. The Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps organization is announcing a change in our participation in the national tour for the 2024 season. After a careful consideration, the Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps Board of Directors and Corps Directors have decided to shift to an abbreviated tour schedule. We will still participate in the tour up until the conclusion of the Mesquite, Texas show on July 22nd. Following this performance, we will return to our original housing site, complete our inventory, host our end-of-season banquet, and dismiss our students on July 23rd. As the environment of our sports evolves, we must adapt accordingly. The primary reason for this decision is lower participation during the season. Ensuring the health and the safety of our members and the organization remains our top priority. If any aspects of the experience is uncertain, we will not risk going on a national tour at the expense of our members' well-being. However, the Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps remains committed to providing a world-class experience for our members, who are the heart and soul of this activity. We are proud of the staff, parents, and volunteers who have helped us produce the highest quality tour that the Guardians have ever embarked on. We look forward to seeing you on the road. I am and always will be. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, the Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps are unfortunately going to conclude their 2024 season a little bit earlier than the other corps. This is very unfortunate to see. I know the Crossmen were dealing. Sorry, I didn't mean to call the Crossmen out, but just in general, a lot of corps are dealing with this, especially the lower corps, concluding like from top 12, even some of the lower top 12 corps are just struggling on getting people to come and join their Drum and Bugle Corps. It's really sad to see. I totally get it though. There's a lot of people who don't get to march, or get to march one year and then they'll get to march the next one. A lot of it has to come down to the financial aspect of it. Drum Corps is very expensive. It can go over $5,000, which you're getting an experience. But it is very unfortunate that all of this has to cost that much. Because I know that there's a lot of people that may not be able to pay the fees, but they want to march. They've marched before, but unfortunately, due to cost of tuition, the cost of tour and everything, and flights and everything is just too much. That's completely understandable, though. I'm sorry to the Guardians. That has to be a very hard decision for you. That really does suck. It's I can only imagine being one of the participants at their Drum and Bugle Corps and getting that news. I know that would be very unfortunate. But it is, like they said, best for their health, best for cost, I would imagine, and hopefully we don't see a pause in the Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps for next year. Hopefully they can get out there next year and do a little bit at least. We don't want them to go into an SCV situation or who was it? Was it? I'm linking out right now. Was it Colts Cadets? One quick Google search. No, it wasn't Colts Cadets. It was dang, I'm blanking out. Give me 1 second. Drum Corps. It was one of the top contenders, and I totally forgot. That's so embarrassing. Some of y'all are probably like screaming at me right now, just being like, "This is this person, is this person, or is this Drum Corps?" Sorry. There we go. Okay, it was the cadets. The cadets. But yeah, we certainly do not want to see them take a pause. That would really suck for all the staff, the members. Yeah, it wouldn't be great. So we definitely don't want them, and we wish you the best for the rest of your season to the Guardians. But yeah. Anyways, we are going to be concluding this podcast now. I want to thank you for listening, viewing. Remember to please subscribe on my YouTube channel. That's Owen Does Band Things. Wherever you're listening to this, if you're listening on Spotify or if you're watching/listening on YouTube, I just want to thank you. This has been an incredible first podcast. I've always wanted to do a podcast. And I can't wait for more episodes. But yeah, I can't wait for you to see the podcast coming up. It's going to be a couple of different things. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be tier ranking a couple of the uniforms. We might have some special guest. I'll definitely have over some of my friends and have them speak. I want to have some meetings, with some talks with some of your past Drum Corps iconic members, some of your current members. Obviously, right now it's very hard for them to do that, but maybe after finals, we can get some people from this season and seeing their thoughts about the season, how everything went with the corps. But yeah, other than that, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe on my YouTube channel. You follow on Spotify. Go follow my Instagram. It's at Owen Talks Drum Corps. I'll be posting some small clips there, reminding y'all on when the podcasts are coming out, some new ideas, getting some of your opinions on what you would like to see. But yeah, anyways, other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya!